So a lot of you guys might not know this, but Scotty picked up the Ford today. Huge weight lifted off of us, and I saw a little glimmer in his eye. We got to talk a little bit. I want to share that with you guys on this week's Tuesday Morning Tech Tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. That's right, guys. She gone. In fact, that's the first time that corner's been empty in a long time. And plenty of room for activities.
Look at all this floor space. So much aerobics in here. So many activities. Do step class.
It's making my head spin how many activities we can do.
Just makes me happy. It's a step forward to set up things the way I want to set them up. And you guys will see some of that going forward. But let's talk about Scotty. I hadn't seen him in a while. He came down. Awesome dude, man. He was happy to have the truck. He was real happy with the work we did on it. Honestly, I was kind of concerned that we kind of let him down, but not at all. He was super happy the way the doors closed. He's like, man, this thing runs so much better. And it was all a great experience. Jay was here. They both brought their wives, and it was just cool. It was just really cool. And Scotty had a full boat coming down. He had 4 people jump out of his truck. It was cool. But we stood right over here because his truck was sitting where the OBS is. And he's like, dude, you kind of changed my mind. You kind of made me think about a couple things. And I know he was talking about painting himself. So I had the paint up at the house, keep it in the right environment. So I brought that down here. He had actually given me an Eastwood's spray gun set. It was really nice. He's like, I'm never going to use it, but I know he was talking about painting it himself. So I gave it back to him. He's like, no, man, I gave it to you. I said, no, dude, you're talking about painting it. It was yours, dude. Just go ahead and use it. It's awesome. We couldn't be more good. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what he told me, which is crazy for what I thought. But guys, I could not be more happy with what he told me he's going to do moving forward with that truck. You know what he told me, guys? He told me, I'm going to leave it how it is. Finish the electrical, put the lights in it, and I'm going to drive it. Guys, I could not have been more happy. You guys know I'm patina guy. I like projects. I like running my projects around. Nothing I have is done, obviously. You guys know this. So when he said that, I was like, that's awesome. Because I think that thing looks cool. He was showing off on the door, where it said, because Towson, the town, something Campbell, Jerry Campbell or something like that, Towson, Maryland. Look at that. So originally this door was off a truck out of Townsend, Maryland. And I wish I could make the rest of it out, guys. I just can't. Something Corp. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it's cool and it's still there. And I was able to, unveil some of it. So I thought that was really cool. It says on the door, it was a company from, 100 years ago. And he was showing his wife that, hey, check this out. This is pretty cool, right? And he really digs that kind of stuff, especially being local. Why wouldn't he, right? And I think with all the setbacks he's had between whatever went on with the paint before and then me holding it captive in the corner for a couple of years. And that's not 100% true. We did do a bunch of stuff on it. And like I said, he was super appreciative and loved it. And I'd like to see it. He's like, oh, wow, this is great. Oh, wow, that's great. The hood's good. This is good. All this stuff. And he said he thought of it watching the video. When me and Andrew put the truck together, Jay was helping me getting it. Me and Andrew brought it home. And he's like, hey, when you and your son were working on this truck and I saw it together, he's like, I'd never seen it all together. He's like, it don't look bad. I want to drive that thing. So to think that me and Andrew, working on that truck, got him to say, hey, I want to drive my vehicle, man. I'm tired of working on it. I want to drive it. That's awesome, dude. That is so awesome. I'm so glad we made that video. I almost didn't make the video. And it would have been stupid on my part because we got a ton of views out of it. But I really didn't because I was like, who cares? I'm putting this. I was like, you guys are going to be mad. And I did have a couple of comments where people were like, oh, you were so close. Why did you finish it? I wasn't as close as you thought I was, all right? But yeah, it's solid. It's all together, you know. Maybe put a few more bolts in those back fenders. I mean, but they all got lock washers and stuff. Nothing's going to come loose and come off. But just he's going to finish it up, make it safe, make it legit. You know, lights, the horn works already, wipers, and whatever else he needs. And he's going to cruise it, man. I'm so happy to hear that. And it made me think, because, like, I started out doing this, guys. I told you a million times, my first car, 77 Trans Am, it was a clean car, 60,000 miles. It was the same age I was when I got it, 14, which is not that old in the grand scheme of things, right? And then I did some things, and my brother spilled some Coke down the side of it. That didn't do the paint very good. Life happened with that car to where then it started to rust a little bit because we were in Pennsylvania and it was the only thing I had to drive, all that kind of stuff. So we ended up, you know, doing a bunch of work to it, sanding it down, priming it and all that kind of stuff. But it was a project. It was a running, driving project. So it was like, that's cool, you know, and all my buddies were driving around the same stuff. We didn't have cars done like maybe our parents or grandparents did. I don't think my dad did, actually. You know, until I moved out, he got those couple Corvettes that he had. His cars were never done. Like, I mean, he had a daily, like, my mom would always have like a nice, reliable whatever, but whatever project he was working on was just that. It was a project, you know? That's probably where I get it from. But we get this thing in our heads, and it drives me nuts to think it. Because, like, first, there's two, you know, ways of looking at things. Every car guy will tell you they're never done. But then, the next breath, well, I don't want to drive it till it's done. So what happens? It sits in your garage, right? My buddy Joe, not Joe that you know, or the other Joe, I know, not my brother. Back when I was in the Navy in China Lake, he had a 64 Vet convertible. And it was kind of a mess. Somebody did a bunch of terrible custom work on it, and he got a good deal because of that, and he was working it, right? He knew it was never going to be perfect, so he planned on like a satin paint or flat paint or something like that, because the fiberglass just wasn't, you know, it was kind of a mess. He was an electrical guy. The wiring, model, perfect. It looked like, I don't even, like a circuit board the way he is. It was so perfect. Everything he did was so perfect. It had a 350 in it, had a dual quad tunnel ram on it. The fuel lines coming up to the carbs. Everything was so incredible. Best looking motor I've ever seen in my life. But you got to go to his house to see it, because it was never on the road. And we used to tell him that all the time, man, you got the most beautiful car in town, but nobody knows about it. And so many times he was so close, and then he just tear it all apart and start over again because the lines weren't perfect, or this wasn't perfect, that wasn't perfect. Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. You know who I'm about to refer to. Dan over there at DD Speed Shop, he just said it in a video a week or two ago. He was doing something on his GTO, I think, and he's like, well, yeah, well, no, we're not going to drive it because, you know, you can't drive anything until it's all done. And he was obviously being sarcastic because he drives everything. But, yeah, why not? This thing's not done. There's a ton of stuff I want to do this thing. When I was driving my 65 it was my daily driver. It was not done. It was a good, clean truck, but it wasn't done. There was a ton of stuff. Everything I've ever owned. My freaking Tundra's not done. This stuff I want to do on it. It's just, well, why do we do it? We get it in our heads that it's got to sit here until it's perfect. It's because we're watching these freaking like overhaul and all that stuff. There was a team of how many people with unlimited budget, and they only did cars that you could buy every freaking part out of a catalog. So it was just boom, 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 boom. Here you go. And they weren't perfect either, man. Chip Foose was always messing with some stuff at the last minute. We watch this stuff that's just, you just can't, it's unattainable. It's unattainable to think that everything you ever touch is going to be perfect and you're not going to drive it until it's finished. And look at Scotty. He's been working on this truck 36 years. 36 years. And you guys were under the thing. My God, it's amazing, right? But he's not enjoying it. I mean, he enjoys working on it. Don't get that wrong. But like he's like, I'm just going to drive it. And it took that video, which I think is awesome. I just think it's awesome. It took that video, and I don't know, it was a combination of me and Andrew working on it, the fact he hadn't seen the truck in a while, the fact he knew he was about to get it back. Maybe it was everything combined. And he's like, man, I watched that video and I was like, I'm putting it together and drive it. That's the happiest I've been about that truck in all the years I've known that truck exists. I feel like, even though there was times we got super frustrated and all that kind of thing, and where I was never going to leave here or whatever, all worth it to hear Scotty say that. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see him driving that thing the way it is. He drove it on the trailer out of here. The thing runs great. So, guys, I am so happy about this. I'm so glad it worked out. I mean, I'm a big believer. Everything happens for a reason. And if the reason that truck sat in that corner for that undisclosed period of time was for Scotty to see it and say, I just want to drive my truck, all worth it, man. All worth it. Yeah. Man. I didn't expect him to say that. I expect him to, so as he's telling me the story, I was like, okay, he told me he's going to paint himself, so okay, he wants to tell me again. Whatever. I repeat myself constantly. Who cares? But when he said that, man, and Jay actually kind of nailed it with his response when he said, well, I'll tell you what, dude, you're going to get just as many thumbs up driving around looking like this as you would with it painted. And I'm going to go one better and say, I think I'll get more. Because if you saw it all done and painted and perfect and restored back to original and everything else, you might be like, he bought it like that. And if you knew Scotty, you'd know he didn't. But yeah, okay, whatever. Just another bought hot rod. Who cares? But you see that guy driving around, figuring things out as he's driving, maybe tweaking it on, whatever, side of the road fix, whatever it might be. You're like, that guy built that thing. That guy loves that thing. He's probably had it for 36 years, and he's finally loving it. Just out there doing his thing. And guys, I think it looks cool as hell the way it is. But as I put it together, I was like, this thing looks dope. I wouldn't change a thing. So I know eventually he'll do the body work and finish up whatever needs done. And because, we didn't finish. It looks a lot better. Everything works a lot better, but it's nowhere near ready for paint still. So he can do that. He can run around during the summer and maybe work on it during the winter or whatever it might be. I'm just glad he's got it back. He can do what he wants to do. And he's got a little bit different vision for the truck to where he knows it's cool, whether it's painted or not. He just wants to love it. So we got another one, guys. Thanks for watching.